how's it going? Happy Friday. It's noisy out here. Let's go in. Too bad. There's always someone mowing a lawn or using a leaf blower, which is incidentally illegal in the area I live in, but they still do it. Anyway, so today I want to talk about challenges and how to find them. I was thinking about this today as I went for my run, because today I was scheduled to do a hills run, which is an endurance run with Hills Incorporated. And so it's a form of like interval training, right? It's a little bit easier, a little bit harder, a little bit easier, a little bit harder, all the way along. There's a couple of hills where it's not a little bit harder, it's a lot harder. There's a couple of really brutal hills, well, one of them is a staircase, but anyway, there's a couple that are really, really hard. I run for about 5 miles, 8K, and there's 8 hills in the run. So, and they're not all spaced out. So there's a couple that are really close together, and there's a few that are quite far apart from each other. So the amount of time that I get to recover at just a regular running pace varies as well, quite a bit. So today, anyway, so yesterday I did quite a few 3/4 squats with holding a kettlebell, and the reason I'm telling you this will become apparent in a minute. So I went out to do my run, and the minute I started running, my quads started to hurt. I've got DOMs in my quads because of those squats I just mentioned. So, but you know, I thought, oh God, I'm gonna run hills today with these quads. Oh no! But you know, that's how I roll. So I had planned it. It was firmly implanted in my head that that's what the plan was today. So off I went up my first hill with my quads screaming at me all the way. Okay, so now I'm warmed up and I'm running along, and I've got another hill coming, and I'm passing somebody, and I don't know if you guys saw the post a few weeks ago where I mentioned how I like to use people in front of me as challenges to get past them, not just past them, because if they're going slower than me, eventually I will pass them, but pass them in a strong way, like just really like smoke them out of the water as I pass them, and try and pass them, you know, I'm going to pass that guy before that guy hits that tree, kind of thing. So I make little challenges up as I go. So anyway, I'm passing this one person, and she's running at a fairly okay pace, but I'm still catching up to her. So I thought, okay, well, I'm catching up to her, but I've got a hill coming, so I need to choose. Do I want to preserve energy for this hill that's coming up, or do I want to run past this person in a strong way? And I thought I can have both. So I ran past her really strong, and right the minute I passed her, I had the hill. So up the hill I went, and now I'm past her, and I'm at the top of the hill, and I'm thinking, okay, well, there's another hill right away, and I still need to be ahead of her by the time I come back down the hill, so I better get on it. So I kept going really, really fast down the hill, trying to stay ahead of her, because knowing that that hill slowed me down, right? So I have to keep going fast to keep ahead of her. And now I'm down the hill, and I'm still ahead of her, but the next hill is it's very imminent. It's like right there. So I have no time to recover, and it's like, oh God, I need to choose between recovering, staying ahead of her, or getting up this hill. What am I going to do? No, I'm going to do it all. So just making little challenges like that for myself all the way along my path. And then of course I got down that hill, and I was still ahead of her. I was proud of myself for still being ahead of her, but I was beat, and I was only just starting out. So I kind of started running a little bit slower just so I could recover and get my heart rate down and get my breathing even again, because I was really gasping. And I got pretty close to the next hill, which is the killer hill in my run. The killer hill. It's the big stairwell, and it just about kicks my butt every time. And of course I'm coming up close to a guy and a girl who are running, and the guy's wearing a triathlon t-shirt, and he's ripped. And I'm thinking, okay, well, they're going slow enough for me to pass them. And they're obviously not running at his pace because he's a triathlete by the looks of his t-shirt and the looks of his body. Maybe he's a trainer training his clients or whatever. Either way, whatever, I have to make a strong showing of passing these guys. But there's my killer hill coming up. Now what am I going to do? No, I'm going to have it all. So I passed them with a strong showing and kept going and hit that hill, that stairwell, already sucking air and thinking there is just no way I'm going to still be running at the top of this hill. But I'm going to do it because in my head, I've always done it. I have never stopped at the top of that hill, even though I've really, really wanted to at the top of that hill a lot. And today, most especially. And of course, my quads are screaming at me the whole way. The DOMs never really went away as I ran. They just kept screaming and screaming. So I got to the top of that thing, and there was somebody sitting at the top. And I think I might have made her laugh, because when I got to the top, I went, oh, God, as I got to the top, and then I just kept running. And I swear to God, I wanted to stop more than I've ever wanted to stop at that moment. So anyway, then I had the whole run back, and as I was running back, I guess the first girl I passed, she had turned around somewhere, and well before I turned around, and there she was ahead of me again, coming up to my very last hill. Okay, well, I've passed her a couple of times now, and I have to make sure that I make a strong showing passing her, and I have to make sure that I get up that hill, because she can see me, and she knows as I've passed her a couple of times. So sure enough, the last hill, I'm just like, oh man, can't this run ever be over? So I got up to the top, and I kept running, and it was all downhill from there and right to the bottom. So and then I got done, and at the end I was just like, felt like Rocky. Da-da-da! I felt like jumping around because I got it done, and it was hard. I really, really, really pulled it out of myself. So my point is, there are challenges everywhere if you know where to look for them. You don't, you know, if you feel like you're doing the same old thing over and over again just by, you know, going for my run, same old thing, well, yeah, but there's other people on that path. You can use them. They don't need to know. You can use them to your own devices to make up challenges and just kick your butt hard. Or just trees or inanimate objects. I'm going to run hard until I get to that tree, and then I'll run slow. And then when you get to that tree, tell yourself, no, I can keep running hard until I get to the next tree. I do that a lot too. So, you know, there's challenges out there. So, next time you're going to go out and work out, find someone to compete with. In the gym even, lifting. Someone's lifting hard and heavy or doing a workout move that you haven't seen before or that looks challenging to you. Copy them. They don't have to know you're copying them. Do it on the other side of the room. So anyway, next workout, get out there and find a challenge for yourself and really kick your own butt hard, okay? Because it's lots of fun. Take care, and we'll see you soon.